healthy colon is essential to good health, which makes doing a colon cleanse, parasite cleansing and detoxing a must. Everything we eat ends up in our bowels as toxins. As these toxins build up, we end up with various diseases such as being overweight, constipation and candida. Colon cleansing is becoming more and more popular as many people are realising the health and weight loss benefits that a colon cleanse can provide. Easy Colon Cleanse is the safest and most effective product on the market. This product uses a two-step system that cleanses your digestive tract of built-up waste and also detoxifies your body of harmful toxins and pollutants. With the ability to flush out pounds of harmful waste, many users report a significant increase in energy levels, decreasing gas and bloating, and much more efficient digestion. What can a colon cleanse do for you? Feel energised and rejuvenated? Lose weight safely and naturally. Get rid of digestive problems. Reduce bloating and flatten stomach. Easy Colon Cleanse, the all-in-one cleanse. You can buy this product from the Health Food Centre, 11 Warren Street, London W1T 5LG, or you could just call us on 0207 387 9289.
When voters feel very angry, they look for ways to punish their political masters. That is one powerful fact behind the rise and formation of the Progressive People's Party. PPP, a populist political party fueled by frustration and grief about the status quo. Most of its members, like my guest tonight, used to support the CPP, Kwame Nkrumah's party. So how can they justify the damage that they are causing in Ghana's political dispensation, not only to the CPP, but other political parties? Mr. Kitiosin, and welcome to the program, a program that is being sponsored by the Health Food Centre, your one-stop shop for all your health needs. Let me take this from you. I mean, you became third in the just ended elections 2012.
Yeah.
Your surge means more scrutiny. Is your party prepared for that?
We definitely are. Thank you very much for welcoming me or having me on your program today. You started by saying fueled by frustration. We were not fueled by frustration. And what exactly happened was that we are a group of like-minded men and women who have come out. Some of us have come out of the CPP, and we've got other members from NPP and NDC that forms a PPP. So it will not be appropriate to believe or to assume that we all came from the CPP or we came out of frustration. We didn't. But we are like-minded people who are seeking the best interests of Ghana. That's where we are.
Seeking the best interests of Ghana, but I will get into the argument with you as I go along, and also I will tell you, prove to you what your own leader or flag bearer for the 2012 election said about his frustration as to why he has to withdraw from the CPP. Let them not get there. I will get into it. Don't worry about that. But let me say this to you. First of all, let us establish where we sit today. Are we still on planet Earth? Because you seem to be extremely confident about your chances of winning the 2012 elections. It didn't really happen. Do you think it could have happened? Because there was no way from many political experts that it's the PPP will have won.
Thank you very much. This is a very big question. I tell you what, we campaigned very well, as good as NDC and NPP. The results that came out, we were not only skeptical about it, we were not terribly sure that we got the right results. So we came out straight away to make it known publicly that, no, we believe something's gone wrong. Even the system of voting itself, we needed reforms. So we have suggested to the Electoral Commission to put in that structured reforms before the next 4 years from that time.
But then I will take it, or people might take it, that or many political experts believe that you just made up the numbers, so it doesn't really matter, because they believe that you always come up with excuses. Excuses, the right excuse that you just gave me, that is why you didn't win.
I wouldn't call them excuses, but this is a party that campaigned for literally under 6 months. And that's why we came. To quote your own words, we came third. So it's a party that was formed last year and campaigning for about, say, 6 months and coming third. That tells you there's something that could have been happened much better than that. And given 4 years in existence, we would have done incredible things, i.e. we would have been on top. But in the meantime, the election results itself, it's not conclusive because it's being disputed by certain quarters. Of course, NPP and of course ourselves, we made it clear that we were not happy about the way things went, because I will explain that to you as and when we get on. Therefore, at the end of the day, to cut long story short, I will tell you that.
But you don't know my question, so how will you explain it to me as we go on? Because you don't really know whether I'll go into that or not. But then what you are telling me, that means that your complaints looks like a water at the back of a camel, and it doesn't hold water.
No, I like to differ from that. All I'm trying to tell you is that at the end of the day, you will find out. After the Supreme Court case that is going on now, you will find out who the real winners are, actually.
Anyway, I don't want to get into that because I'm not a judge and the judges will decide, and so I'll just shy away from that. But then let me look at it for me. A lot of your members are from the CPP. That is where your core base of members came from. Why didn't you stay in there and make things work better for the CPP? You could have helped the CPP, you could have helped build it, you could have helped propagate Kwame Nkrumah's idea. I don't know, you are a staunch Kwame Nkrumah's prodigy. I mean, you believe so much in Kwame Nkrumah. So why not Kwame Nkrumah's ideology? Why are you shying away from that ideology? And why do you want others to do your bidding for you?
If I take your mind back, Kwame Nkrumah himself, he came out of a certain party. To use your own words, frustration and all that. He came out of the United Gold Coast Convention itself.
So now you are referring me to the word that you said I used, which you didn't like it because you gave me a whole lot of scenarios where I shouldn't have used the word frustration. Are you also using the word back because Kwame Nkrumah was frustrated and he formed a new party? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm not going to say he was frustrated. You know, the way he used it obviously means that obviously they were angered and all that, but not. We thought about it carefully before some of us came out. As I said to you, some of us came out of the CPP, others from NPP, others from NDC, and others from no other parties, PNC, and things like that. What I'm telling you is that that just did not work out like that. We worked out on principle because Nkrumah left the scene a long time ago. And the sort of progressive arrangement he put in place got to an end, I think, over 46 years ago, since the coup of 1966. So CPP haven't come back in after that long spell. We thought we've got to get our acts together, and surge ahead. But having said that, divisions or differences within the party meant that some of us should branch out in the interest of Ghana, in the interest of serving Ghana. That's why we branched out, because we had a group of people of like-minded, with like-minded ideas and principles, who were interested in progressing, moving Ghana forward than today. If we were 56 years of independence, we could have gotten to a higher level, at least a middle-income country by now in 2013. But we still, you know exactly where we are. We are still going backwards.
I don't know, but what I know is that we will look at Ghana and we will look at your party and then we'll look at what people are saying about your party.
Okay.
Let's look at one blogger. And this blogger, name is Kwame Botria-Samoa. He is of the view that the PPP was designed to crown Pakwesi Indum as the natural PPP 2012 presidential candidate in direct contravention of the Political Party Act 574. I mean, the main act of the PPP was one thing and one thing only, like you said, and you believe in your party flag bearer in the head of the party as at now, Pakwesi Indum. Without him, nothing works, nothing goes on, nothing is done within the PPP. That is your main goal, to drive Pakwesi Indum's quest to lead Ghana. That is all.
Not at all. It's exactly the opposite. What you tell me is exactly the gentleman you referred to. It's obviously he's got his own opinion, but a political act, Parties Act 574, would not have registered the Progressive People's Party if it was in direct contravention to its principles. We are not talking of one-party state. Ghana is not a one-party state. Therefore, from what you are telling me, or from what the gentleman said, it means Ghana was a one-party state. I don't think Ghanaians will go for a one-party state. We qualified to be registered, and we've registered not. We've done nothing in contravention to the Political Parties Act 574. He might be an embittered person, but that's not the area we are looking at all. And if you get to know Kwesi Indum himself, it's a people's person, a people's man. The only difference is that we as a political party, we came together, we elected him to be our leader. We are not building any parties, a party around one person. Not in the year 2013. And of course, we are not going back into pre-1966 days when Ghana was a one-party state. We are no longer for a one-party state.
I think you enjoyed that kind of system, but now you will say that not. I don't know whether
no, we didn't enjoy it.
Whether you stayed in England for too long for you to know that that was a wrong thing. But let me say this. Let me go back. Let me go back.
I don't mean to stop you.
Yeah.
As a matter of interest, I am a trade unionist, a grassroots and a firebrand trade unionist. I do not like dictation. I always believe that you have alternative ideas and views. We must respect everybody for his views. I wouldn't go for one party. And I tell you something, when I was a little kid and seeing the one party, CPP go into one party state, I didn't like it. I honestly never liked that. Therefore, in maturity, I can bet you I would definitely go for a multi-party system, not one-party state. It's rather retrogressive. So I wouldn't call our party a one-sided or one being built around one man. Not at all. We've got so many men and women from all walks of life who are in our party today.
You are a very kind politician, if you ask me, because you said, I'm not stopping you, but you did stop me.
Oh, yeah, it was a matter on a point of order.
My question. And secondly, you said you didn't like the one-party state. But then when after traveling from Ghana that I know of, you came here and you were a member of the CPP. I don't know whether you voiced it out to them or not, but let me get back to my question. I mean, soon after the 2007 National Congress in Kumasi, the CPP General Secretary at that time, Mr. Greenstreet, validated this vote buying craze when he recalled that on his way to secure the flag bearership position of the CPP, Dr. Pakwesi Indum bought the nomination with a methodical plan, paying the delegates for their votes. Professor Kosa also indicated that Dr. Pakwesi Indum used his financial stature to buy his way to the flag bearer position of the party. These are people who would not say this if it didn't really happen. I mean, come on. I mean, one thing is established here. Pakwesi Indum wanted to be a flag bearer of a political party, no matter what political party it is. But what is your take on that?
No, it's just interesting you saying these things from Ivor Greenstreet and Dr. or Professor Akosa. It's very interesting to hear these things. It's very serious allegations, but we don't take it serious at all. It's a personal thing, you know. If you don't like anybody, you can say anything against him or her. vote buying, I mean, delegates, there was a delegate conference attended, and there's a ballot, and Papa Kusindum won. But if somebody telling you that he bought votes, was there a receipt? Did somebody see cash change in hands? No. I've seen vote buying when I went to Ghana in November last year for the campaign. For that, we saw it, and I can tell you more about that. There's nothing like that. Within any political party system, if you find anything wrong, you sit down, the top, the top brass of the party would have sat down and sorted their differences out. Now that the gentleman has walked out, this is allegations coming out. And if I may throw your mind back, we left the party, as you have said, some frustrated or not, okay. And I tell you what, I was rather...
Do you believe that now, that word, that people were frustrated, that's why you left the party?
If you say frustrated in the sense that, oh, come on, we want to get on and beat the two big parties and people are holding us back, that's fine. In the same way as Kwame Nkrumah left the UGCC, if you like to use your own words, frustrated, he was frustrated within the United Gold Coast Convention. That is why he left J.B. Danko and Go to help found the CPP. And he did not found the party on his own. He got like-minded men and women around him to get the CPP going. In the same way, Kusindom also came out. Obviously, he was a flag bearer. You know, it's not ordinary man, but a flag bearer. I mean, somebody who can be a president of Ghana without doubt. He has served J.J. Rawlings before. He has served Mr. Kufuor in NPP. Come on, he's somebody that we Ghanaians can look up to, and he does his work and does it very well. He didn't buy votes. He didn't coerce people to join the PPP or to leave the CPP. But I tell you what, I was sitting down in London here, and I read something in the press. I've got to make this position clear. I read something in the press which was seriously embarrassing, and that came from Professor Dele. It came from Professor Dele, an ex-chairman of CPP. He cast insinuation against Dr. Papa Kusindom, saying that in 2008 elections...
Was it not part of the frustration then?
No.
Because casting
it was, I would rather call it confusion. Confusion.
So now you have two words.
Right.
You had people who were confused and then people who were frustrated. So that means you describing the CPP that you've belonged to at a point in time as there were members who were a bit frustrated and members who were a bit confused. That was why came the PPP. Is that true?
No, that's not true. That's what I'm saying. Individual members within the CPP had their personal bitterness against Papa Kusindom. And somebody has said, he used his financial influence. And that one, we have to look at it critically.
Let's critically analyze the financial.
Yes.
I'm not going to go into Papa Kusindom's bank statement, but then I'm going to look at it from his financial status in terms of how he might or will be able to use that as a clout to gain a flag bearership. What do you think in organizing a new political party in Ghana within a very few months, like you said, obviously, in 6 months to be third in Ghanaian, the just ended election? Don't you think money will have been a huge factor there in respect of how well your message will be received?
No, I don't think so at all. What I was trying to explain to you before we get to this level is that you have quoted Professor Okusa to say he uses financial influence. That's a very powerful point of view, because Sajifo Kwame Nkrumah himself, I would say, never had a penny in his pocket when he was forming the CPP. He didn't have money. He didn't have money of his own. In forming any political party in Ghana or in any part of the world these days, you must have some financial backing. People with money backed Kwame Nkrumah to get the CPP off the ground. Otherwise, CPP would have died before it was formed. Therefore, if you got a flag bearer, and number two is capable, is financially able to support a party, there's no problem, nothing wrong with it at all. That's what shows personal bitterness and jealousy. You shouldn't use his money or her money, as an excuse at all. You don't like the person. So it's not the story. The fact I was trying to tell you that, having seen what Professor Dele published or came out of himself to say Kwesi Ndom had only 1% in 2008 election, and this person was no other person like somebody who was a chairman of CPP. That means Papa Kwesi Ndom, some of the people within the party hated him personally. Therefore, the campaign for 2008 was literally done by himself alone. You can see that Akwesa was not interested, or Ivor Green Street was not interested, and Samia Nkrumah was not interested. I'm not sure. So I wrote to Samia Nkrumah and Ivor Green Street and Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndom. When I realized there was some dissentment or confusion within the party and all that, their problems were coming out in the open. For other political opponents to obviously have capitalized on that, that was not only disgraceful, embarrassing, and serious. So I wrote to them to please try to resolve internal differences.
So let me ask you one thing. Okay. Are you still an Nkrumahist?
I am not an Nkrumahist. Born into CPP.
You are never. You will not say today, 2012, 2013, or the past years that you have lived your life, never to say that you are not an Nkrumahist. And when did you cease to be an Nkrumahist?
Thank you very much. The word Nkrumahist is too big for me, obviously. I cannot even explain what an Nkrumahist is. But if I say somebody who supported these ideas, yes, but I won't call myself an Nkrumahist.
Today you don't know what an Nkrumahist means. You think the definition is too wide for you to understand or to comprehend or believe in. Do you believe in it?
No, I don't believe in it. That kind of word, I don't believe in that because I never read a book that's Nkrumahism. I never read that. But I followed his principles and policies, and to this day, he has been the greatest ever leader, not only in Ghana and in Africa. So he's a special one. He's my idol. I would have worshipped him if he was alive today. The party that he set up is no longer the same party as he left it. That is why I also came out to make sure that to get Ghana ahead, we need a different agenda.
Let me look at the agenda of Kwame Nkrumah, and let me put it to you straight off that if you say that you didn't know of any agenda that is so much to say it's an Nkrumahist agenda. I mean, many people have left names, ruled countries that have their names as an ideology, like Blairite ideology that we have in the UK as we sit down here, because Blair went for certain beliefs. Nkrumah went for certain beliefs, for certain principles. Okay. And those principles was that the African or the Ghanaian would take control of his own affairs in the near future. And that, in a nutshell, I will say is Nkrumahism. Do you believe in that kind of ideology? Because that kind of ideology is in your 10-point plan. Your 10-point plan that you raised as a PPP manifesto is a pure and simple Nkrumahist ideology.
Excuse me, that's what I find it very difficult. Obviously, the principle is to get Ghana ahead into a middle-income country. Yes, that's our 10-point agenda. Some will call the manifesto is too big. Our agenda is simple. The things we go to only 10 points, and we built it on four strong pillars, and of healthcare, education, job creation, and stewardship. The changes that we wanted to bring in, having been given us the mandate to rule Ghana, would have been easier, fairly straightforward. Incorruptible leadership and all that is included in there. But cast your mind back a bit. You've put in so many points at the same time, so it's very difficult to give one simple answer. So if you don't mind me,
I don't think I am like part of your political party that got out of a political party because of grievances, because of frustrations. I am not. I am pointing to you straightforward that an ideology is an ideology. What is your political ideology?
Our political ideology is to bring in a policy of change through our manifesto. We call it political platform. We want to bring everything in the open. No hidden agenda.
So what is change? What is your 10-point plan? Can you give me some of the laudable ideas in your 10-point plan?
One of the best is we want to get into Parliament to bring a change in legislation to not make MPs ministers as well. They are doing two jobs. Somebody say cabinet minister is not functioning as an MP in his local village. He doesn't even go there at all unless a funeral in the village. Otherwise, he's in Accra head office as a minister. He doesn't even work as an MP. We want to use there's a policy of inclusiveness. We want to use the best Ghanaians ever. It doesn't matter which political party you come from. That's why we want to bring in a policy of change by using Ghanaian specialists to take positions in the ministries. And we let the MPs do the work of MPs, members of parliament, in their district constituencies. This is one key area. And number two, we really want the appointment of chief executive, district chief executives, and metropolitan and municipal chief executives to be elected locally. It's not good taking somebody from the central region, which is a Fanti-speaking person, to go to Volta region to be a district chief executive. He can't even understand the language.
It is easier said than done. The NPP promised exactly what you are saying some time past. When they got into government, could not and did not fulfill that task. How ready are you to fulfill that task?
Thank you. We are ready in such a way that we want Ghanaians to judge us by what we say, to take us to if you like, to ransom, to let us explain ourselves. At the end of each 4 years or whatever, they should tell us, you promised this, you didn't do it, why? We want to be put forward to explain to the whole nation, this is what's now happening in Ghana. Transparency, that's what we want.
At this juncture, I'm sorry, I really do apologize for the abrupt interruption of your answers. But we'll take a short break. And always remember that it is the Health Food Center that is making this program available to you in your homes. The Health Food Center, your one-stop shop for all your health needs.
If you're a man whose sex drive is not as good as it used to be, or if you ever suffer from weak or soft erections, or perhaps you worry that you're not going to perform at all, we have great news for you. Erection Express, the all-natural formula guaranteed to give every man strong, powerful, long-lasting erection, usually within 1 to 2 hours of taking the product. Erection Express will maximize sexual pleasure for you and your partner, providing rock-hard erections, multiple erections, and relief from premature ejaculation. How the formula works is by enhancing the supply of nitric oxide, causing dilation of blood vessels in the erectile tissue of the penis, resulting in increased blood flow, leading to a firmer erection for most users. Red Devil. Another one of the great formulas we do is Red Devil. This is a similar formula to the Erection Express, but with this formula, you take the product 1 capsule every 3 days. It's for people who don't like taking capsules every day or who prefer to take one every few days. It's an excellent formula if you're going away for the weekend, or if you're a man whose circulation is extremely poor, then this formula will really do you good. I really recommend this formula, the Red Devil. It's an excellent formula. Another one of the great products we do for weight loss is the African mango capsules. Obesity is the major killer in this world. Being obese can lead to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease, stroke. We don't want any of these nasty diseases, do we now? In research, it has shown that African mango capsules can help you lose between 6 and 12 pounds over a 1-month period. So what are you waiting for? Get rid of that big belly and order the African mango today. Another fantastic product we've now also got is the Body Slim Tea. If you get bloated, constipation, difficulty going to the bathroom, all you do is drink a cup of this Body Slim Tea at night time and you will see in the morning.
Call us on 0207 387 9289. You can buy this product from the Health Food Centre, 11 Warren Street, W1T 5LG.
Welcome back to the program. A very intensive program trying to scrutinize the PPP, a program that is brought to you by the Health Food Centre. Let me go straight. Let me look at this. You have said a lot. And from what you said, I was just trying to make meaning to it in terms of, I'm just trying to analyze it in a very positive way. Does this mean that the PPP was formed on the ideology of Pakwesi Indom? Let me say why I say that, and I'll read this to you.
Okay.
CPP Chairman Samia Nkrumah has lambasted your party flag bearer and leader, Dr. Pakwesi Indom. She accused him of instigating act of disunity in the party. That party is the CPP. And he says that we cannot and we will not tolerate Pakwesi Indom's nonsense again. Pure nonsense. Forming your political party, pushing up to the idea that it's either him being the flag bearer or not. Let me go back because I have spoken to you about this and I have to go back again because there is what Samia Nkrumah is saying, which is serious, and that's your political party leader.
I'll tell you what. I just before we ended the first half of the program, I was making a statement where you stopped me. Going back to this point, I did say that when I sensed that there was dissentiment within the party, which had come into the public domain, I felt obviously very worried, as any CPP person will do. So I wrote to them to try to resolve their differences internally and not to come out. But I never had replies until internal frictions or whatever led to that, where Indom left and I left and other people left and we got people to get together. So go back to your point. I never wanted to make this statement, but the cat is out of the bag, so I feel comfortable to make it. One of our youth leaders in Ghana is called Murtala Mohammed. He made that statement early part of this year, January or February, precise. On that basis, I will repeat it and explain it. Because of the spirit we had in the CPP itself, Dr. Pakwesi Indom and one of our elders, Ladi Nylander, they went to Italy because they got to know Kwame Nkrumah's daughter was there. Samia Nkrumah was in Italy. They went there and said, look, come on, let's go to Ghana and help bring the CPP up, which they did. So from that point of view, in much the same way as Nkrumah was taken from here through the auspices of UGCs to go to Ghana and help Ghana to fight for independence, the same way we took or they took Samia from Italy to go to Ghana to help the party to come. Because at the end of the day, if that lady will say Indom and this nonsense, in the first place, his mom's side is from Cairo or Egypt. In Egypt, a lady, as far as I know, cannot even stand in public to insult a man, whether young man or old man.
I don't want to get into that international
Thank
politics.
You very much.
I want to get into what I'm getting.
In her, all I'm saying, in her country, she wouldn't, in a million years, have stood in the public to say a man and this nonsense or whatever it is. But the same
How committed are you and your party?
Yes.
In terms of the ideological belief, which you couldn't deny or you couldn't say you are for it. Try and rally behind the CPP party. Let me read this to you. Your general secretary now, who is called Kofi Asamoah Siam, has cast doubt over the feasibility of the ongoing major talks among the Nkrumahist front. He argues that the name Kwame Nkrumah, whose ideologies the PNC and the CPP were formed was no longer attractive to modern-day electorate. Why? This is why I've asked you over this course of time that I have with you in trying to see what is the PPP and what do they stand for, as well as the CPP. Why are you trying to deny that kind of measure? Why wouldn't you go back? Why don't you want to merge with them?
I think we wouldn't want to merge with any party at all. Once we are out, we are on level ground, we are okay, we are well established, and at the general election, we beat every other smaller party. They all came behind us. So if anybody...
Are you calling CPP a smaller party today?
Of course, in terms of this, without doubt. It's quite obvious. I'm not calling. Every Ghanaian knows that. When you still talk around the CPP, well, we are here in London, say CPP, say what is it? And they don't know unless you explain to them. And the same thing happens in Ghana. Kids in Ghana today,
there are a lot of people,
right,
both within the NDC, within the NPP,
yeah,
within your own political party, within people who are in Ghana who are reading historical books about Kwame Nkrumah, who still believe in that kind of ideology. It's just that maybe it might be the organization. How to organize it around is the problem, but not the beliefs, what Kwame Nkrumah stood for. Because if he could be elevated to such a high extent at the African Union, where everybody, no matter where you come from, believe and know the name Kwame Nkrumah, you can't just wish-wash. It's ideology. Yes, you can't do that.
Thank you very much. Once you talk about ideology, obviously Nkrumah's ideas, I always say simply idea was to get every other African country independent of colonial masters and a way forward. And he said one thing, he said the black man can manage his own affairs. And that statement, I read another statement by Ian Smith. He was a prime minister of Rhodesia. Today we call it Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
In 1965, this man said, give the black man 1,000 years. He can never manage his own affairs. That's Ian Smith, Zimbabwe. Look at what President Mugabe is doing in Zimbabwe today. Zimbabwe was up there when Ian Smith was there.
I don't want to go into international. I just want to stick to.
Okay, this is background.
I just want to stick to Ghanaian politics.
You know what?
Let's look at.
So coming to Kwesi Asamoah, excuse me, our secretary. He says all he's saying is that it's no longer Nkrumahism, just dancing in the name of Nkrumahism is no longer viable because there's much better things that we have to go ahead for. That's why I use that as a background, that the black man is capable of resolving his own affairs. But we see that we are capable, but we are wasting time. That's why the Progressive People's Party is in. We want to be straightforward and transparent. That is why Kwesi Ndom, before the elections, he said, look, come on. He challenged all the presidential candidates to come out openly, declare your assets and your liabilities, show your medical bill of health, whether you are strong enough to do the job of a president, because it's a big job. President Mills had passed away, may he rest in peace. So to be on the safe side, any leader that's coming to Ghana must be very fully fit to do the big job in Ghana as a president. And he wanted every party to show his source of funds for a political party. We did that. We did a press conference in Accra. We showed. It's not Kwesi Ndom's money only. So many people supported us. Organizations, it's all on record. Organizations in Ghana that supported us and contributed to the party is there. And the declaration of your own tax affairs in public. These 4 strong points, incorruptible leadership. Nobody accepted it.
I'm really intrigued about the question I asked you.
Yeah.
And as a politician, the way you twist and turn, and then ask your own self a question and answering the question I asked you with another answer. But you know what? Let me draw you back in line, because you have said things that I have not asked you anything on. What I'm trying to look at it is that why is your party shying away from a measure Let me tell you what, from what I am saying, and I'll quote Pakwesi Indum for you, and then I will look at it from why I said from the beginning that members of your party might sound frustrated.
Of the PPP?
Frustrated of the CPP and had to leave to form their own political party based on crowning one person as the leader. Let me look at Pakwesi, what he says. He says, look, my brother, do you think 1% is formidable enough? I'm not interested in 1% or 2%. I want something significant. We have made a lot of progress since 1992, but we have a little way to go. So let's concentrate on that and make it happen. I won't waste my time. I won't waste my brains. I won't waste my effort on something that is not going to work. And these were at the measure talks when Pakwesi Indum wanted the CPP, the PNC, and the GPCC and all the Nkrumah's funds to merge. So that tells you one thing, that look, this guy would not and has not got time to have that kind of concession that a lot of people will say, look, come on, have time, build it up, and let's go for it. So it's looking at it from another angle, personal than national.
Can I come in just a sec, please? You come out with some interesting stuff. But our question wanted a policy of inclusiveness, as we do have in the PPP at the moment. We wanted to bring everybody together, but he didn't succeed because he didn't have the required cooperation within the CPP at that time. I know that this is history. I'm not delving into CPP's internal affairs, but I'll tell you what, Kwame Nkrumah himself, the great Osajifo, he never excluded anybody. That's why CPP won elections when even the gentleman was inside the prison in the first place. Nkrumah never excluded anybody. Therefore, any true political party that would administer people leaving the party, it tells you. I wouldn't think it's a good political party. We wasted all our lives and all that. I belong in a tradition of CPP with great grandparents and all that. Even if you like, even fathers in our family were CPP. You know, so to come to the extent of leaving the CPP, it's a decision not taken lightly. But what we want is to continue the sort of progress that Ghana attained independence started achieving, you know, to make sure that it goes throughout the whole 10 regions, not just Greater Accra. That's why we wanted to come on, get progressive by forming our own party and getting, to get ahead with it. So it's nothing personal against any individual. Once we've come out, we don't want any merger with anybody, but anybody is free to join us. We want people to join us, not to go and match a backward integration. We don't want that.
Let me get into this with you. I mean, you said, and your leader said, I've heard you many times on radio, on TV. Yeah. I've heard your leader many times on radio and TV. He's always clamoring for a change. He campaigned for a change.
Yes.
But you know one thing, the electorates shut that change down. They thought that the Better Ghana agenda is the real change, the change that they are enjoying. Let me prick your mind on this.
Can I interrupt you one second?
Can you also allow me to talk? Because I've not come out to the conclusion of my question. My question to you is that, what change? Wow. And what change do you think we should expect from the PPP?
Yeah, changes in the way we do things. And I can give you one or two examples. I know there's not much time. Changes in the way we do things in our nation.
In terms of economy?
Just economy, yes. It could be much better, far better than what we are seeing today. We wanted to create jobs for people in Ghana. Manufacturing industry, not seller's market. Today in Ghana, when you go there, you see mop mop stick even imported from Korea. Second-hand goods on all the markets. Ghana is a buying and selling seller's market. There's no manufacturing base there. So many industries are dying. If you are a tailor sewing a suit or shirt and trousers these days, it's insignificant because second-hand goods are well crafted or designed and all that. These things are happening. We need to encourage Ghanaian manufacturers to really engage in businesses. We will give them tax incentives to do so many things. Even a power, hydroelectric project we have in Ghana.
But let's go down to that route. If you have gone to that route, I'll give you 2 examples of that route, and then I will jump onto my next question. Okay. Why will people want change when you look at the growth rates? The growth rates that has been established by this government, the current government, is running very high. I mean, people are interested in seeing growth. The foreign direct investment is so extremely high. The government is trying as much as possible to contain the economic growth and well-being of people. So how do you shoot down this kind of like economic enjoyment, economic principles and policies of this current government? It doesn't wash. People will say that is why they went in with an enhanced Better Ghana agenda and they won their elections hands down.
Thank you. If Better Ghana agenda means children sitting under trees and studying, I don't think that's better. And number 2, when we talk, the beautiful figures of economic statistics, I've read it. Economic growth so much % and gross domestic product so much %. If everything is centered around Greater Accra, excluding the rest of the regions are very quiet. No major activities are taking place there. There's so many things that we can do as Ghanaians. When you're talking of economic growth, at the end of the day, it's the welfare, the prosperity of the individual. I'm not talking of even people in Accra are complaining. How much more people in Bogosu and Tamsu and Kulungugu and so many places. Disaster, no even good growth at all. So who will be enjoying economic growth up there? No.
I mean, economic growth comes everywhere. I mean, all the 10 regions are propelling in the gross domestic product.
No, we are not. We are not at all. It's honestly not affecting us at all. Because there's so many things that we have to do in Ghana we are not doing. Even ordinary railway lines. Ordinary railway lines which the English government left to us. It's only in Nkrumah's time he did a Chiasi Kutuku railway a few kilometers, in 1956, that's on record. Apart from that, nobody's done anything. Apart from that, the rest of the railway lines is almost crumbled.
So what will you do then?
We, given the power to come in, we want to see railway station in all parts of Ghana. So that from Kulungugu to Accra will take not more than 5 hours. From Tamale to Accra will take about 4 hours. And vice versa. There's a lot of work to be done. Therefore, the foreign investors that have gone into Accra today, you see some beautiful companies, sprung up in Accra. Their directors are from, not all from Ghana. They are from foreign countries.
I bet you I need to shy away from these kind of propaganda materials, if you may bear with me. But if it does happen, that's great. But let me walk you through.
Okay.
Direct quotes from your party leader as we stand now, and let me see what he says. He says, we must stop complaining and act positively to shift course by making significant changes to the 1992 Constitution, remove democratic dictatorship, get power back to the people, and let the Ghanaian people decide their own destiny, instead of the one-person rule we are suffering under. What does it mean?
Thank you very much.
This kind of strong words, one-party rule, dictatorship, and he wants to reverse power back to the people. What does power to the people mean?
Think about the 1992 Constitution has made the president or our head of state very powerful, and we want to change that to make it better so that we can all be productive in our nation. If you look at one example of the DCEs I spoke about, the district chief executives, municipal chief executives, and the rest of it, the president or the party in power appoints them. And we want the local men and women in Ghana, in all regions, in all districts, to appoint their own district chief executives and regional chief executives who understand their language. It's not everybody in Ghana who is educated or to speak English. Not all of us. Not everybody in Ghana speak English. Do you understand? Therefore, we want that. And moreover, the Ministry of Justice, we want to make it separate from the Attorney General's department. Because the President is at the top of Ministry of Justice, and the Attorney General department is also on the Ministry of Justice. That is why the way I mean cases, we are dancing backwards and forwards. We still don't have witnesses to testify against this man, because at the end of the day, it goes under the same referee of the president. It's not his fault. It's the Constitution. We have to change it, to make it a bit much better, but positive. That's what we want to see. So at the end of the day, the Minister of Justice is indirectly has got supremacy over the Attorney General's department and all that. It's very conflicting. And they're all, obviously, it's political appointment as well. So it makes it dangerous. It makes it dangerous. We do not want civil service to be at the mercy of the political party. Just as in the United Kingdom, it can happen. The law courts are just separate. But in Ghana, no, it's under President Mahama. So whatever happens, you go straight up to the president. It's unfair. We are not saying he's doing anything wrong, but if we make it that way, we detach it from Ministry of Justice, it will be better and proper for all Ghanaians. And moreover, the time they take to go through cases in court, it could be a few weeks, and it takes months.
So you believe perfectly well that
separation of powers.
Separation of powers,
yes.
And making sure that even though some of the DCs could not speak good English, they should be appointed
in their own local language.
Yes. That is your take.
It's better.
I mean, but you know that the Constitution says that the official language of Ghana is English.
That is true. But at least, if you go to the I would say villages or certain towns, it's not everybody that speaks the official language. That's a problem.
Let me draw your mind back to one person that comes to my mind after you saying all that you said.
You're not going to say Kwadonko.
You took his name out of my mouth. I don't know why you got it wrong, right? But because maybe your political party didn't treat her fairly or didn't understand her, or in the case you had a big problem with her. Let's look at it from this angle. Why promise her so much and you could not fulfill that promise? Or there was disagreement with her in trying to woo voters to vote for the PPP. If you couldn't satisfy one person and his political party, how then do Ghanaians trust your political party and say that we will give you the chance for you to rule over Ghana? Because there was a little bit of ambiguity there when you thought you had it all right, but you had it all wrong. People took exception to what you did.
Can I come in, please?
Yes.
Madam, the case of Madam Ekwadanko is somebody who told us our principles or manifesto were much the same as she had. And therefore, at the time she decided to join our party, basing on what exactly she had said, we welcomed her with open arms. But it so happened that she was campaigning maybe on foot or whatever, or maybe with one car or so. So we supported her. We did not give her a present. We supported her with one of our vehicles to make sure that she can go around easily. I don't say she has confirmed that she's got a means of transport, personally. But in doing these campaigns, you needed more than one car or two. We did not give it to her. This is somebody who wanted to be a president. And she is supposed to have known that if somebody gives you a car as a present, she signs off all the documents about the car to you. We did not. We loaned it to them. And in fact, if I may say so, we in the Progressive People's Party, we had certain organizations giving us cars, supporting us. The First National Bank, owned by our own Papa Gozindo, First National Bank supported us, loaned or lent their motor vehicles to us, in certain regions and certain areas. After the elections, we returned them to First National Bank. We didn't say it's a gift
Did
to
you have one yourself when you went to Ghana? Did you have a joy riding in one?
I didn't ride in the First National Bank cars because, but wherever I went, the party, yes, we had several vehicles which I could use. The only thing is I don't drive left-hand drive, so somebody had to drive me.
You don't drive left-hand drive, but let me finish my program. And thank you very much for being on this program. You have thrown more light on what we all thought otherwise. But have you convinced my viewers as much? I don't know.
I like to think so.
I will believe that they will be convinced by your remarks. But let me tell you what an old person will sit down and see. A child could climb the tallest tree in the world, but will never see. A word to a wise is enough. I believe the PPP will take this advice. Thank you very much for being on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
That's all.
To the soles of the feet before sleeping. Overnight patch it will stimulate your acupressure points and draw out the impurities from your body. In the morning, you will feel the difference. For daytime use, apply to the palm of the hand or any part of the body with tired muscles. Stretch the plaster when applying to skin to ensure good adhesion. After use, patch it will turn a deep brown colour and have a sticky texture. When used over a period of 5 to 10 days, patch it will help invigorate the body, reduce aches and pains, promote a general feeling of well-being, and reduce the monotonous feelings of fatigue and stress. Patch it is an excellent addition to your health maintenance regime. This is a product that you and your family will love, regardless of age or gender.
If you're a man whose sex drive is not as good as it used to be, or if you ever suffer from weak or soft erections, or perhaps you worry that you're not going to be perform at all, we have great news for you. Erection Express, the all-natural formula guaranteed to give every man strong, powerful, long-lasting erection, usually within 1 to 2 hours of taking the product. Erection Express will maximize sexual pleasure for you and your partner, providing rock-hard erections, multiple erections, and relief from premature ejaculation. How the formula works is by enhancing the supply of nitric oxide, causing dilation of blood vessels in the erectile tissue of the penis, resulting in increased blood flow, leading to a firmer erection for most users. Red Devil. Another one of the great formulas we do is Red Devil. This is a similar formula to the Erection Express, but with this formula you take the product 1 capsule every 3 days. It's for people who don't like taking capsules every day or who prefer to take one every few days. It's an excellent formula if you're going away for the weekend, or if you're a man whose circulation is extremely poor, then this formula will really do you good. I really recommend this formula, the Red Devil. It's an excellent formula. Another one of the great products we do for weight loss is the African mango capsules. Obesity is the major killer in this world. Being obese can lead to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, We don't want any of these nasty diseases, do we now? In research, it has shown that African mango capsules can help you lose between 6 and 12 pounds over a 1-month period. So what are you waiting for? Get rid of that big belly and order the African mango today. Another fantastic product we've now also got is the Body Slim tea. If you get bloated, constipation, difficulty going to the bathroom, all you do is drink a cup of this Body Slim tea.